Gun Sports Radio is sponsored by Love Radio Network.
It's time to get educated on your Second Amendment right. It's time to get locked and loaded with Gun Sports Radio. Your hosts, Dave Stahl and Lance Pelkey, will teach you everything there is to know about firearms, self-defense, and the laws that affect your American right to own and bear arms. Now, here's your host, Dave Stahl and Lance Pelkey.
All right, folks, welcome to Gun Sports Radio Show 169. That's like, what, 3 years?
Is it?
Something like that, some silly amount. Hey, we have very, very, very exciting news to tell you. Thanks to our listener family, our show is expanding. That's right. Next Sunday, we're blowing Gun Sports Radio out to 2 full action-packed hours. Up-to-date firearms news, experts, and more. You can listen live from 4 to 6 Pacific time or listen to us anytime on our podcast. Go to www.gunsportsradio.com to find out more. Gun Sports Radio. I'm telling you, you can't beat it. You can also see us on Facebook at Gun Sports Radio. You can also go to the website, gunsportsradio.com. And, hey, thanks to you and thanks to the only complaint we've ever had on radio is the fact that it's just not enough airtime. So we're fixing that. Yak Radio, Dave Stahl's going to go by the wayside, but I'll still use it in the Green Show hour. I'll move that stuff around, so have no fear. Hey, make your voice heard in San Diego County. Make your voice count. How? Join San Diego County gun owners. Over 1,500 San Diego County gun owners like you already have. Help with obtaining a CCW, shooting socials, meeting up to date and on your Second Amendment rights, and a local voter's guide are a few reasons why, I joined and you should join too. Only $10 a month. Do something positive today and join. I urge you to simply go to www.sanDiegoCountyGunOwners.com. That's SanDiegoCountyGunOwners.com. Trust me. You were just listening to the Racer Radio Show, if you were, and we were talking to Stoven and his gang, trying to keep the deserts open. Well, this is exactly the same thing, but we're trying to keep your guns in your closet. All righty, so let me get back down here. Next page. Oh, that's why it said next page, huh?
The Gun Range San Diego.
The Gun Range style.
The Gun Range San Diego.
Yeah. Did I jump right by that?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, yeah, the Gun Range San Diego's. These are our main sponsors, 7853 Balboa Avenue in San Diego. They are open 10 to 10, 7 days a week. Just go to thegunrangesandiego.com, thegunrangesandiego.com. First-time shooter, long-time shooter, makes no difference. They'll take care of you like family. All right. Oh, you know what I did? I jumped over that and jumped into the... That's where I messed up.
You did, but we'll have Casey on the show later with the Gun Range San Diego.
Yeah, that's going to be a whole lot of fun.
Yep.
And right now, in-studio guest, author, blogger, high-speed dancer, Joe Dramissi. He's going to talk about his blog topic this week. And you can go to SanDiegoCountyGunOwners.com. How often do you put a blog up?
Every week. We publish one probably every Thursday morning or Friday morning, depending on the week.
So what was the hot topic this week?
Well, this week, what I thought I'd address here was some of the local volunteer heroes that we have in San Diego. Being a Second Amendment rights activist, I guess, that's what we are.
Yes. Sure.
Fighting for those things.
Yes.
It can be a little discouraging in California, watching all the stuff that goes on. But there's a lot of people that do a lot of things. So I thought, it'd be nice and inspirational to talk about some of them. So I just sat down and thought for a few minutes and came up with 5 or 6 names and just wrote a little bit about them. Obviously the first one, Michael Schwartz, all the stuff that Michael's, you can't say enough about that kind of stuff. Starting San Diego County Gun Owners.
He quit his day job and started San Diego County Gun Owners.
And that's something.
And he's just always on. I mean, he's doing stuff round the clock, it seems like, 24/7. And so, I mean, you have that kind of stuff, but then us more, more normal people that do things. There's quite a few people in the town. I don't know. A lot of our listeners are probably familiar with Lance Reeder, and the charity shoot that he organizes every year out at Front Sight. And Lance has been doing this now. I think this will be the 7th one. So this will be the 7th annual, and does it to raise money for leukemia research and leukemia and lymphoma research,
and raises a lot of money,
about $30,000 a year.
Yeah.
And in doing that, he gets about 250 people to get some really world class, firearms
And
instruction.
most of those people from San Diego County. Isn't that amazing?
And it is. And now, unfortunately, Lance has moved to Free America, so he's not in San Diego, but he's still doing the charity shoot, and he's also started now. This is the first year of the Texas charity shoot, so the same thing, but out in Texas. And now it's going to be 2 a year.
And I think his one at Pahrump is going to be what? Is it March 7th?
6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Okay.
Yes, in Pahrump.
Are you going again this year?
I'm going to go. I'm going to go. I'm wincing.
How's the weather, you think?
It's an amazing thing because it's so darn cold in the morning, and sometimes even more darn colder than that.
Yeah, just depending on when you go out there, I guess.
But you got to go.
It is, and you shouldn't miss it. Like I did last year. I didn't get my work schedule sorted out, but I made sure I did that this year, so I'll be out there this year.
Oh, so you're going this year for sure?
Absolutely. But I mean, Lance does that tremendous amount of work and stuff. And there's another guy, Mike Johnson, who started SD Must. And that's a volunteer organization where he'll get groups of people together, and they go out and they clean up the areas that people shoot in on
Mike
public
is
lands.
an amazing trooper.
But it's funny you should say that, because San Diego Off-Road Coalition is going out with SD Must.
Yeah, they link
next
together
week to clean. I guess there's an area out there where people shoot a lot, and they bring tonnage back. Because people take refrigerators and TVs for target practice,
and they don't take it back.
Well, no, because their attitude is, well, I'll leave it for the next person who wants to shoot a TV or refrigerator.
No.
And like I said, and these are people that do this, volunteers. Mike does this all on his own and has been doing it. It's been around for a long time. I can't remember when he founded it.
He's been around
I want to
for
say
a long
like
time.
2006 or 2010, something like that.
We've had him on the show numerous times.
Yeah, well, we've all said the same thing. We all need to give back penny to a million.
Yeah.
Penny to a million. There's no reason why we shouldn't be giving back.
And like I said, everybody, what I was saying in the article is there's a role for everyone to play. If you want to be, like those people we mentioned, Piper Smith is another one that started Armed Equality, bringing firearms training and unarmed training to the LB, what is it? LBQ, I always forget.
LB.
Probably shouldn't say it that way.
I know. LB.
But
well, they got so many letters in it now. LBGTG7-49.
She's done a great job.
But if you've ever talked to Piper, extremely articulate.
Yes.
She's a great writer, a great speaker, and a great representative for the Second Amendment. Our own Lance Pelkey here, starting the Gun Sports Radio show
with Dave.
and taking all that with, that's right, local celebrity Dave Stahl.
I'm not so local, but I'm not a celebrity. But I tell you what, this has been a dream of mine for a long time. And if I hadn't have met Lance and you and Schwartz, this show wouldn't be blowing out, folks, to next week to 2 hours.
2 full hours now, but it takes a family effort, doesn't it?
It does. It takes a team effort where
And that's what I
nobody's
was
in
saying.
charge. We're all work together. We all have our strengths, and we all push forward.
Yeah, and there's, like I said, there's something for everybody. Everybody has a role. So, if it's just contributing time or money, or if you really want to go and start something up. We talked about Judy Wells, and I think she's been on the show a couple of times.
Judy's awesome.
And with A Girl and a Gun, she runs the chapter here. And I just ran into her because the other ones I mentioned was the Lemon Grove Rod and Gun Club that do 4 of the Women on Target events every year.
Okay.
And they limit them to about 45 people or women, and they always sell out.
Right.
And I was just working because I work there as a mentor and instructor each time. And Judy was up there with Tatiana Whitlock, who I think is also
I
has
was
been
just
on the
going
show.
to mention her name as well.
And these are all people that volunteer their time to do stuff. Sue Johnson up at the Lemon Grove Rod and Gun Club, and all the volunteers that help put on that Women on Target. And it's an all-volunteer thing. So there's a role for everybody. And it introduces 45 women that are brand new to shooting, don't really have any experience, to our sport.
We sent Hannah.
Hannah attended.
And she was blown away by it. She said that was the most informative, educational, and she's a first-time shooter. She's never owned a gun before.
No.
Yeah, so it's so those kinds of people. So that's what I thought. That's kind of inspirational, because when you look at people that are actually doing something, I mean, because that's what we really need now. I think in the country, there's a lot of changes, a lot of stuff going on, and California is. I'm optimistic. I'm going to write about that next week.
Really?
There's signs to be optimistic in California.
Really?
And
what are you drinking again? What is it?
No, I have a theory. I can see how this is how it's going to go.
Well, don't tell us. We'll have to go to San Diego County Gun Owners
next week
and read it and find out. Are you optimistic, Lance?
I am. I think if people want to know what to do, our listeners, and hey, what can I do? Just send us an email at info@gunsportsradio.com. There's a lot of people go, gosh, what do I do?
I think we're
send us an email.
We're making
we'll
waves.
hook you up.
I think we
definitely are.
We've been doing this 3 years, and we got people coming to us. We're not having necessarily.
Well, it's nice hooking up with everybody too. I mean, it's just this glue now.
Well, because it's you never. But see, nobody knows who's a gun owner. It's because everybody kind of keeps it quiet. It's almost like saying how many people are Republicans. We kind of keep that quiet. Yep. But there's just as many Democrat gun owners out there as there are Republican gun owners. So this show is for everybody. We do not put our political hats on in studio. We work really, really hard not to make that happen, because we want you to be able to feel comfortable tuning in and not listening to our rhetoric, or our opinion. We try to keep it. Am I right?
Yeah, you try to do that, and that's good. The reality is a little different, but
that's true,
not from the show. I mean, it's just the Second Amendment should not be a partisan issue. The Second Amendment is for all Americans.
That's right,
and it's kind of gotten that way for a bunch of different reasons. But
hold on a second, Sunshine. See that? I'm sitting there with my new sheet, having fun talking to him. We got to take a break.
Yeah, you do.
We got to pay a bill right here on Gun Sports Radio, FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The answer.
Hey, if you're sitting in Schwartz's chair, you got the job. All right, folks, welcome back. You're listening to Gun Sports Radio, FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The answer.
Hey, we got our good buddy John Dillon on the line, cafirearmslaw.com, 760-431-9501, best darn gun lawyer on the planet. How you doing, Budsky?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
I don't know. How are you doing? What are you up to?
Just doing a little work on a Sunday, but still enjoying some time with the family, trying to balance that out.
It's hard nowadays with all those lawsuits you're filing.
Yeah. How you doing there?
They're starting to pick up pace, but I'd still say we're in pretty good position. Our wonderful governor, by passing some more horrendous gun laws recently, he actually helped my case, because they made the law challenging even more restrictive. So, I got to thank him a little bit on that one, because, he's just solidified the fact that there is a ban on firearm sales to any adult 18 to 20 years old. So I was pretty, there was some silver lining there with that law. But regardless, we were confident from the outset that a real objective analysis and review by the courts of this law would show that there's no constitutional basis, and it is 100% unconstitutional.
It's so cool that you guys stepped up on that one, man.
Oh yeah, but John, don't they have lawyers that work in the Capitol with Gavin Newsom? Don't they let him know what he's doing and what he shouldn't be doing?
Yeah, this is the thing. So the lawyers do review these proposals and amendments. But you got to remember who these lawyers are working for. The lawyers are working for the people that want to pass as many laws as possible and then not be bothered with technicalities. So they say, oh, yeah, well, this will get through and it'll be fine. And remember, even a completely unconstitutional law, when it's signed by the governor, you still have to have someone sue over it and challenge the law. To have a court rule that it is unconstitutional. So, in general, our wonderful state legislatures, they just believe, hey, our job is to pass laws, not pass constitutional laws.
Oh, I see.
They'll just pass it, and then if it happens to be unconstitutional down the road, it's not their problem, unfortunately.
Yeah, because they did their job.
Yeah. But yeah, so one of the things I did want to talk about, just talking about, ridiculous, unnecessary, and, arguably just stabbing gun owners in the back when it comes to CCWs is, one of the laws that passed is now that the state has removed a $100 licensing fee that goes along with applying for a CCW. It used to be that the local agencies that you were applying to get your CCW from, they couldn't charge more than $100 on top of the other fees that are associated with getting a permit. So the law that was just signed changes that to where it mandates that the local agencies charge the amount, and let's see, equal to the reasonable cost for processing the application for a new license. So basically, sky's the limit. There's no cap anymore on for applying for CCWs. I am a firm believer that this is in response to the pressure that's been placed on local law enforcement agencies by people like San Diego County gun owners and every other lawful gun owner in the state of California. They really pushed hard the last couple of years to get a fair CCW application process, and to give him his due. Our sheriff, Bill Gore, he stepped up to the plate, and they have started issuing CCWs in San Diego because of that pressure. And from all the reports I've been given, it's been a fair process for everyone. And CCW permits are up, and a lot of people are applying for them. They're 6 months backlogged in processing these applications, which is all a good thing. These are lawful, good, gun owners that are choosing to take the responsibility to carry with a proper license. In response to that, because CCW permits are up something like 300% in San Diego County, all of a sudden we magically have a new law that allows local agencies to charge more when people want to apply for a permit. And, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit of a pessimist here, but, I think that's just the state's roundabout way to keep people from getting permits. And
that's exactly what it is.
Hey, John,
if it's too expensive, you're not going to do it.
And is that that's going to tend to hurt people that are lower in the socioeconomic scale, I guess, with that? People that may need those guns a little more, to just because they're in areas that, self-protection becomes a bigger deal. And, other people, maybe if you can afford $200 or $300 or $400 to throw into a licensing fee, some people aren't going to be able to do that. How does that work with, hurting, that area of the population?
Oh, it's terrible. I mean, already in California, there are all sorts of fees and taxes that go along with purchasing a firearm. So, most often, if you go in to buy, a $500 Glock, they're on sale for $519.99 type thing. Most people would expect to, pay for the gun and maybe, $20, $30 extra in tax, if, we're being generous here. But instead, when you buy a gun, you're walking out, instead of spending, $520 to $550, you're out the door at $650, $665, with all the processing fees and taxes and, droves fees that go along with purchasing a gun. So even a relatively affordable firearm gets very expensive really quickly with all of the additional taxes and fees. And now, most people that want to protect themselves with a gun would, more than likely also be interested in having that gun lawfully on their person to be able to carry it with them to defend themselves. And again, if we're talking about people that are at lower socioeconomic status, they're probably not living in the best neighborhoods where police are always patrolling and, talking to the neighborhood, making sure that everyone's okay. So more often than not, you got to rely on yourself for self-defense if you're put in a situation like that. And if it's, if I got to spend upwards of $1,000 just to get the necessary, firearm permits and training to be able to defend myself in my home, that is going to put that option just out the window for a lot of people. It's already extraordinarily expensive to live in this state. People don't just have a lot of income to throw around.
Yeah, well said.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt.
And it kind of, unfortunately, we got a trend in this state where we have, the extreme wealthy have all sorts of, private security, and the legislatures that have, Secret Service, people that are trained and armed all the time, surrounding them, making sure that they're safe at every moment in every area that they go to. And they harp on people that guns are a problem, guns are bad, you shouldn't have guns. Yet they're surrounded with people with guns, and it's because they can afford it. If we can all afford armed security all the time, I guarantee you most people would say, hey, yeah, we might as well have someone there to protect me if I could. Mm-hmm. And it's a trend of, because they're, so-called important people, and they have the money, or they're getting the funds through their job to have private security, it's, good for them. But anyone who can't afford that, no, you don't deserve it. You don't deserve to defend yourself. You don't deserve to have a concealed carry permit, apparently, because you can't afford it. And I think it's a despicable trend. I don't like it in the slightest. With today's technology, I should be able to type my name into a little computer, send it in to the local sheriff's station. They should be able to process my application without a single person being involved, and I should get my permit in the mail, 2 weeks later. Mm-hmm. It should be a simple process, and I don't believe that there is any justification for charging even $100 for processing application, let alone anything above that.
Absolutely. That sounds like real America to me. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think it is that way in a lot of places in real America. I mean, if you've gotten a non-resident permit from Arizona, for instance, it's pretty close to what John just described. But one of the things they do out here too is, I could see this law being abused by jurisdictions that just do not want to issue, and they just inflate that price to keep people from getting it. Yep. And it's it fits right in line with, unfortunately, a lot of the tactics that are used out here behind a lot of these gun control laws, where on the one hand, the people that create the laws are saying, well, we support the Second Amendment, but then they pass, a common sense gun law. And what it does is, you support the Second Amendment, but if I can't buy ammunition, I can't buy a gun, there's no place to shoot. It really doesn't matter. And it has the same effect. I think this is just another way to do it, against CCWs.
Yeah, it's a way to deter people from even applying, and they don't have to ban the gun outright. They just got to make it so expensive it is effectively banned for most of the people in California.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Yeah.
Well, another reason to read the San Diego County Gun Owners Voter Guide, Dave.
Yep. I read mine. It's mine. Out. All right, buddy. Hey, well, thanks a million for taking time out of your Sunday. I'm sure this was just as much fun as all the paperwork you're doing.
No, it's always a great time.
All right. Hey, folks, cafirearmslaw.com, cafirearmslaw.com, or you can call John anytime during the week, 760-431-9501. And if it's an emergency, that number works too. All right, buddy, thanks a lot. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, a whole lot more right here on FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The Answer.
Folks, welcome back. You're listening to Gun Sports Radio, FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The Answer.
Hey, for those of us in California, lawful AR ownership is increasingly under attack. California's assault weapon laws make it impossible to legally keep your AR rifle with the features it was born with. What's the solution? Cali Key. Cali Key removes your rifle from the definition of an assault weapon by converting any mil-spec direct impingement AR platform rifle into a straight pull action rifle. It's a true drop-in solution. In less than a couple of minutes, you are good to go. No milling, no aesthetic modification, and no turning off your gas systems either. Keep your entire AR collection intact at a price you can afford with Cali Key. We love those guys. Cali Key, that's Kalikey, Kalikey.com. And once you've got your Cali Key, you know what you need next? Firearms legal protection. They are the best defense for self-defense and those horrible new red flag laws. Mike, Lance, and I, we use them. Firearms legal protection is a legal defense program for lawful gun owners with a 24/7 emergency hotline and plans designed specifically for the firearm owners. Firearms legal protection is the best legal protection for self-defense. You need to be ready if that knock on the door comes to take your guns away using red flag laws. Talk to the good folks at the Firearms Legal Protection today. That's Firearms Legal Protection at www.firearmslegal.com or call them at 469-310-9100. That's 469-310-9100, www.firearmslegal.com. Be ready for that new red flag law. All right. Hey, this next segment is brought to you by the Gun Range San Diego, www.thegunrangesandiego.com, 7 days a week, 7 to 7. You need to go down and check them out, whether you're a first-time shooter or a long-time shooter. Makes no difference. 858-573, check this out, 1911.
That's on purpose.
They did that on purpose.
That's
right
on
now
purpose.
we've got Casey on the line. You know what? I was down and I met Casey.
Yeah.
That's not the Casey I had in my head.
He's born in a Jeep. That's
But
Casey.
He doesn't look like a Casey. He doesn't look like what I had in my head. I mean, I didn't even recognize him. If somebody hadn't have said something, I wouldn't even have known
He's
who
a
he was.
Marine because you were in the Army.
Well, what does that mean?
Because he was a Marine. He's
was
born in a
just-
Jeep.
well,
man.
then
This
he
guy's
was-
Mr. Gun.
That he was dropped when he was a child and
Come
he went
on.
into the Marines.
Absolutely, I was. I'll be the first to admit that. I used to do backflips off the couch when I was like 2 or 3. So
See?
we know where that came from.
Self-dropped.
Yeah, that was a funny day.
Yeah.
How's everybody doing?
Doing great. So what's up with you?
Keeping very busy here in the range. The football season going on. It slows down a little bit, but we're still handling the masses that come in here. Big things coming up. We have our 5-year sale coming up, so we're kind of hashing out the details on that. Just keep following along on our social media. We're going to be doing social media blasts, letting everybody know what's coming out here. And let me tell you, what's going to be happening for our 5-year anniversary sale here is going to be massive. So I'm not going to tell you guys what it is, but just tune in, and it's going to be just beneficial to anybody in the area.
When's it going to be approximately?
End of November. I believe it's November 23rd or 24th is our 5-year anniversary. I can't remember exactly which day.
Wow, right before
But we're going to be doing that.
Okay.
So it's going to be going on. Yep. And then Black Friday soon coming up after that. So we have November is going to be a very, very, very busy month for us when it comes to sales. So people are looking for firearms. The time's coming just right around the corner.
Well, and I was talking to Veronica. I said, hey, you're going to bring back, the 12 guns of Christmas. Mm-hmm. And she says, that's really something I really need to sit down and work out.
That was a fun promotion.
Yeah, I told her it's a great promotion. I know you guys got
were
tons
killing
of
it.
customers off that.
It is actually in the works right now. So we'll be bringing back
That's
the
a
12
lot of
guns
fun.
of Christmas. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff for that. We're just hashing out the dates because of how busy November's going to do all the way into December. But it is coming back. Don't you guys worry about that. We're going to be hashing out the details, and we were a good 2-3 hour work meeting last night hashing out a lot of stuff coming. So it's going to be great. It's going to be a good holiday season for everybody.
Oh, so you're going to blame me for that big, long meeting?
Yes.
Part.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Yes, I am. I will shift the blame as best I can.
And just so you know, we got Joe Dramissi here in the studio, and so he's the one that picked up that Springfield loaded, right?
It is, and I am extremely happy with that gun.
Is that
It's a lot
chambered
of fun.
9?
No, I wanted to get a traditional 45
Oh, look
gun. If
at
I'm going to
you.
get a 1911,
Nice.
9mm.
Did you get the stainless or Parkerized?
I got the Parkerized.
Yeah, it's good.
That is the very first pistol I ever bought.
Oh.
Wow.
I have probably around 7,000 rounds for mine, and it just runs like a dream. So those Springfield 1911s, they're pretty much one of the few, like the only ones that will sell. We have a couple SIGs, we have a couple Rock Islands, but the Springfield quality for their 1911s just stays tried and true.
It does.
Especially when it comes to their lifetime warranty on it. The reason Springfield does that isn't because it's a bad quality gun or anything. It's because they trust it so much that
Yep.
if something goes wrong, they're like, hey, we got you.
Plus, they had that amazing promotion.
Springfield on their warranties is just amazing. Yeah, especially with the load up promotion. You got a few more. Well, nope, we're actually past that. But I mean, we kept a bunch of that in stock, so we do have some left. But that was a good month and a half promotion that Springfield does. That they shift it all the time, so the next promotion probably coming up will either be for like M1As or the Springfield Saints and whatnot. They usually do gear up programs with those. So once Springfield announces it, we'll let everybody know.
And a lot of people have been buying those M1As too.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I actually have my new one just got shipped, so I'll pick my new one up on Thursday.
Oh, look at you.
That'll be my second one. I have a SOCOM, which I absolutely love, and I figured I might as well get the loaded full size, so that's going to be my nice long-range gun.
What's the difference between the two?
So the SOCOM 16 is the 16-inch barrel.
Okay.
So it's going to be a little shorty 308. And then the full-size loaded, the loaded has a natural match trigger, natural match barrel, natural match rear sight.
Oof.
So they upgrade it with the walnut stock on it. So the SOCOM is 16-inch barrel. The Scout is 18.25-inch barrel.
Okay, great. Nice.
And then the full-size M1A is the 22-inch barrel.
Oh,
and they actually have M1As full-size chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor now. So if anybody wants to run one of those in 6.5, they have them available.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, and I'm staying out of this conversation because last time this happened, I ended up in the store with the 1911 the next day. So,
well, that wasn't so bad.
I'll get you a good deal on an M1A.
Oh, they're so nice. They shoot so good. Oh,
yeah, they're just, when it comes to the 308 rifles, especially in California, with all the laws we have about scary pistol grips, M1As just run tried and true. Now, there's a whole bunch of people that don't like them. I don't know why. I have used and abused mine. It's just AR-10 elitist is what it is. There's some AR-10s out there that are excellent quality, but you're going to be paying around $2,000 to $3,000, and I'm not saying I'm a cheapskate, but if I can get something for around $1,200 to $1,500 of quality that I know and love, I'll stick with it.
And it's high quality too.
Absolutely. You can get wood stocks on them, polymer stocks. There's so many different accessories for M1As. Accuracy-wise, on the loaded and the full-size ones, they run about 1.5 to 2 MOA, which is not bad for that quality whatsoever. It's not a extreme precision gun, but you can tune those things up, and they'll decimate all the iron sight competitions. They'll blast these things out to 1,000 yards with iron sights on these.
I would like to see that loaded one when you get it in. And how's that one chambered?
That one's 308.
Yeah, it's great.
Yep. So the loaded ones, they come in a walnut stock. Most of them do. But the loaded, they actually use a different grain to them. Some will be dark, some will be lighter. It's going to be a little bit different. So that's kind of the exciting part about it is what stock am I getting? What is it going to be, a dark with some nice curl through it or something? Yeah. That's kind of the biggest thing I'm excited for.
I shot that with the iron sights, and it just drops them in. And you look at that thing, and it has the steel butt on it, and you think, man, that's going to hurt. No, it doesn't, and it just drops them in.
Yep.
Bam.
And when it comes to shooting them, it is 308, it is going off, but it ain't going to be like a, breaking your shoulder kind of thing. You just know when you pull that trigger, you're like, ha 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 ha, this is a gun.
Yeah, I got to remember that.
That good tingling feeling.
Dave still got to get out his 1022.
I know. I've got to get out there and do something. But, man, I've just been running around.
Well, with the power being off yesterday. Yeah, it's tough. Was the power off at your house, Casey?
It was. They turned it off a couple days ago during those winds. I live up in Alpine on a hill, so I was hitting around 50, 60-mile-an-hour winds at one point. So they shut off our power for a couple days, but it is what it is.
Yeah. You live out there?
Yeah, he does.
I do. I live out in the boonies.
So do I.
Yep, your neighbors. You can throw rocks at each other.
Yeah.
Or 308s or something.
Well, maybe we'll get together and you can tell me where I can shoot out there legally.
Well, it's just right there at the
BLM land.
Yeah, the BLM. But I just didn't know. Is it by?
It's going to be a bit more east out, and there's some areas out in Boulevard.
It's right by the Acorn.
Out there.
Casino.
By the Acorn.
Absolutely. Yep.
Parking
and
lot.
we're past that, and then you go out to Imperial Valley. Just kind of look. I mean, the BLM maps, they have them online, so you can pull them up. It's just worrying about the fire danger. So when they have these big old fire
that's
danger
for sure.
in the desert, imagine that.
That's for sure.
And I'm out there in superstition, oh, no, fire danger in the middle of a giant sand hill.
Yeah, right, exactly. The sand's going to catch fire.
It makes it fire.
All right.
We got a couple minutes left. What else you got?
Yep. So we got a little topic, today when it comes to firearm training. Now, I'm talking specifically for handguns, and The issue that we have with a lot of people, and it's not just here in the gun range, but you see it all throughout the firearm industry, is people get complacent with their firearms. People that have been shooting for 30 years don't think, I know what I'm doing, this and that. The other day in the range, we had a negligent discharge. It was downrange, so we were safe on that.
Wow.
But, it happens. Every once in a while, you'll see some of our booths will have a little bullet holster through them.
Ooh,
this guy, he was an older gentleman. Said he was in law enforcement for 30-something years. And it's to the point, it's like, just because, you're in law enforcement or you've just been shooting for so long doesn't mean that, these things won't happen to you. They absolutely will if you become complacent and don't follow your safety rules of make sure your firearm is unloaded, pointing in a safe direction, keeping your finger off the trigger at all times until you're ready to shoot your target. So that was a little issue that we have there. And it really comes down to making sure you are not getting complacent or too comfortable. I'm very comfortable with my firearms, but there's always that little, hinkling of fear in the back of the head to be like, all right, don't ND, don't ND, don't ND.
And I know you still have Manny down there doing training.
Yes, we do. Yep, we have Manny Mendoza. He is our range master.
Yep.
If people are looking for classes, which happens all the time, he does beginner, intermediate, advanced.
He is terrific, ladies and gentlemen. You've got to go talk to Manny. Just call over there and call for Manny. He's wonderful.
Yeah, he really is.
He will do kids classes also. So if you're looking to get your younger kid into firearms training and experience like that, he absolutely does classes like that. He'll train them on little 22s, go up to 9mm. So yeah, just give us a call here at Gun Range San Diego. We'll give you guys this information. And we go from there.
Just so you know, also John Groff, he's starting with us on our 2-hour show because he does individual CCW training through you guys, which is terrific. And that's where I got my CCW was through John Groff at the Gun Range San Diego.
He is extremely knowledgeable in everything. I mean, he's in here
101 classes
multiple times a day with his classes and instructing, and he's no BS when it comes to it. Like, he is to the book. He's like, look, this is why you do this. This is why you do this. And then he makes you think outside of the box on things because he's been doing it for so long. He's seen so much. He's just a wealth of knowledge.
Well, just call the Gun Range San Diego when you're looking for John. Well,
that's right.
Good having you, buddy.
All right, buddy. Hey, look forward to hearing from you next week.
Have a good one, guys.
Thanks again.
We're going to take a quick break, folks. When we come back, a whole lot more right here on Gun Sports Radio, FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The Answer.
Hey, welcome back. You're listening to FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The Answer.
And this segment, for those of us in California, is brought to you by good old Cali Key. Hey, those lawful, I don't know if you want to call them lawful AR ownership is increasingly under attack. It is, trust me. So California's assault weapon laws make it impossible to legally keep your AR rifle with the features it was born with. Well, we have an answer. It's the Cali Key. The Cali Key removes your rifle from the definition of an assault weapon by converting any mil-spec direct impingement platform rifle into a straight full bolt action rifle. It's a simple, easy drop-in solution. In less than a couple of minutes, you are good to go. No milling, no aesthetics, modification, and no turning off your gas systems either. Keep your entire AR collection intact at a price you can afford. That's Cali Key, Kalikey, Kalikey.com. And while you're at it, make sure you join up with Firearms Legal Protection. Mike, Lance, and I did. They are the best defense for self-defense for those horrible new red flag laws. Firearms Legal Protection is a legal defense program for lawful gun owners with a 24/7 emergency hotline and plans designed specifically for the firearm owner. Firearms Legal Protection is the best legal protection for self-defense. You need to be ready. If that knock on the door comes to take your guns away using red flag laws, talk to the good folks at Firearms Legal Protection today. That's Firearms Legal Protection at www.firearmslegal.com, or you can call it 469-310-9100. That's 469-310-9100 or firearmslegal.com. All right, we got Sam the Gunman. He's on the line. And how you doing, buddy?
I'm great. How are you guys?
They're ready for you today, my friend.
Boy, are we ever.
Hang on.
Doesn't sound good.
Hang on to your bootstraps. Here we go.
He goes, that's not good. Okay, what do you have in front of you, my friend?
I've got a glass of Tang.
He's got a glass of Tang.
Then you'll do just fine.
I think the tippy-toppy gets him going. And
when is the last time you had a glass of Tang?
It's been probably 1969.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. What any particular glass it's being housed in?
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I'm using the San Diego County Gun Owners glass. Why not?
Naturally. We like it. Well, Sam has been nice enough to be on our show for all these times, and we dearly appreciate it. And next week, Dave, when we expand to our 2-hour format, Sam's coming on, and he's going to start bringing us some more of his own gun firearm tidbits.
Tidbits.
And wise things and things like that. So, Sam, we really, really appreciate it.
Well, I really appreciate having been on this show for such a long time, and I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
We have truly enjoyed you, and trust me, a lot of people tune in just to hear if we can stump you.
Absolutely, they do. And, I'll tell you, if you haven't had a chance to listen to the podcast, I do. And Sam, anybody who has an Alexa device, if you go to your friend's house and ask Alexa to podcast Gun Sports Radio, she comes right up, and it sounds so good. We do this at a real radio station. It's the real deal, and we purposely did it on radio because we wanted people to know it's the real deal. Anybody could do a podcast. There's a lot of great podcasts out there, but man, this is the full production. And again, Sam, we appreciate your help. So we do this segment. It's called Stump My Nephew, and that would be Mike's nephew, but our dear friend Sam, we nicknamed him Sam the Gunman. So Sam, this might be a remedial question, but nevertheless, this is Hortensia from beautiful San Ysidro, California. San Ysidro is known to be just right there by the border, the first part of the lovely United States that you see when you cross over. And Hortensia from San Ysidro, California, wanted to ask Sam the Gunman. It actually looks like it's a twofold question. So, what was the specific model most identified with the Patterson Colt? What was the model most identified with the Patterson Colt, and what caliber was it?
Thanks very much for the question, Hortensia. The Colt Pattersons were some of the very first revolvers made by Colt in the mid to late 1800s. And this isn't really an area that I know a huge amount about, but
Hey, take a shot.
I know there were a few different patterns, and I can't remember if the Walker revolver was a Patterson or if the Walker came before the Patterson.
That's a good question. I'm not sure where the Walker itself came from. The answer to this question was the number 5 holster or the Texas Patterson. The Texas Patterson.
Okay, yeah, I wouldn't have gotten that.
I gotcha. Okay, there we go. Well, Hortensia sounds like not only does Hortensia get the shirt
and hat
for San Diego County Gun Owners, but also the accompanying San Diego County Owners Gun Owners hat. So congratulations, Hortensia, for finally stumping our nephew. It hasn't been done in quite some time. You want to take a stab at the what caliber that might have been, my friend?
Yeah, 44. All Army revolvers of the time were 44 caliber.
I gotcha. Well,
so we need another hat or something, another garment.
Hat and a shirt.
Well, yes, that's what I said.
Yeah, that's what he said. So, well, congratulations, you got that part, which is terrific. So
I'll take what I can get.
Yeah, I would at this point too. Well, we appreciate it, my friend, and have a good time on the East Coast. And ladies and gentlemen, Sam will be continuing with our show next week. He's going to be in our second hour, and he's going to bring some good his own great highlights to our show because we all like learning something new.
By the way, no pressure. No pressure.
All right, thanks.
My pleasure. Thanks again.
Say hi to the family.
All right. You guys have a good one. All
right, buddy. All right, we're going to take a quick... No, we're not.
No, we're not. We're here. So
he's already
out here. Just a couple things.
So something very quickly. Can we cut the hat in half because we got half the
last
question
week
right
was the San Diego County Gun Owners barbecue at a private shooting range in San Diego, and it was sold out. And it is so much fun. I didn't get a chance to go.
We had to work.
The working thing. But I did go the previous year, and it is a lot of fun. You join San Diego County Gun Owners, and your membership includes this barbecue thing, and it's a lot of fun. They have the hot dogs and hamburgers. They're out in the sticks, and then from there they have this shooting line that people walk up to, and and then you've got the steel targets out there and whatever, and it's kind of bring what you got, and just a whole lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you get an opportunity to shoot different things too. I think because I didn't make it this year, my same scheduling issue, but the year before out there it was great, and I believe they'll have people there. Sometimes they'll have like full auto type weapons that you could shoot a little bit out of and things like that.
Of course, it's legal because the people that have them are law enforcement,
right,
whatever the case may be.
People that are licensed for that.
Yeah.
But they have a lot of different things out there, and it's really it's a nice event. It's good to see everybody too. You'll get to see Michael Schwartz grilling dogs and burgers, which is fun.
Yeah. But that is a good point. People do like to share what they have, and you get to shoot different things. So it is a heck of a lot of fun. So just thought I would mention that. And then today you, Mr. Dramissi, were at the 10 ring.
That's right, the Lemon Grove Rod and Gun Club, where we're shooting sporting clays, which we do the fourth Sunday.
So for 10 ring members, it's $1,000 a year, and that money goes to San Diego County gun owners to fight the fight. So please write the check. But part of that, then you're invited every Sunday. It's one Sunday a month to sent to the Lemon Grove Rod and Gun Club to shoot the sporting clays, which I normally do, but I was predisposed to this time.
It's a lot of fun, and Michael's always coming up with stuff for 10 ringers. Just different interesting opportunities and things that aren't open to everybody else. You don't
even have to have a shotgun. I mean, you could borrow one of ours, whatever. You've got to have like 60 rounds of shotgun shells, but anybody pretty much get one of those if you have a legal ID or whatever.
Yeah, it's just fun. They have 10 different stations we shoot at, and they're all a little bit different. The clays come from different directions and things like that, and it's a lot of fun.
How did you do?
I came in second. I lost to our newest board member. Graham was out there.
Oh, Graham was there.
So, I was doing well in the first half. I lost on the back nine is what happened.
Look at you, man. That's really good. Well, so we're starting with this 2-hour show next week, Dave.
Yeah, but hey, we got better news than that. I already sent the check to the Agricultural Board, our friends at the Del Mar Fairgrounds.
Oh, for the live broadcast.
Oh, yeah. Well, they sent me an invoice this time.
Okay, good.
So I got that taken care of because on December 15th, we are broadcasting live from the gun show at the San Diego County Fairgrounds from 1 to 5. So if you're in the area, please stop by, say hi, get your picture taken. We're going to be having a great time. We're going to be Michael Schwartz will be there. He'll be on air with us. We'll be signing up people for San Diego County gun owners. And starting next Sunday, the Gun Sports Radio Show is expanding to an exciting and action-filled 2 hours. Up-to-date firearm news, experts, and more. Listen live from 4 to 6, or you can listen to us anytime on our podcast. You can go to iHeartRadio. You can download the free KCBQ app. If you have a computer in front of you, just go to kcbq.com, or you can just go to gunsportsradio.com, find out a whole lot more. And we really, really, really want to thank our sponsors. San Diego County gun owners, the Gun Range San Diego, cafirearmslaw.com, that's John Dillon, firearmslegal.com, calikey.com. And if you have any information, questions, concerns, info at gunsportsradio.com. We've got a lot of new sponsors coming on next week.
Yes, we do.
And we really want to thank Joe Dramissi, Casey Heckworth, John Dillon, and Brendan, our board op. And Lance Pelkey, for sure, for all the hard work. You've been burning them up, buddy. I had to get a new computer because you smoked mine. Support your local gun shops, ladies and gentlemen. Right. Get out there and support them. They need your help, too. Don't let the left step on your toes. On FM 96.1, AM 1170, The Answer.
Gun Sports Radio is sponsored by Love Radio Network.